So I did a thing. So on this past Friday, I was at my sister's house, and I asked her if she could chop off my hair, which I've had her do it the past few years, ever since COVID hit and nobody was going to hair salons. Um, and I've liked sort of how she's done it every time, so I figure, why go and like pay for them? Like, unless I want something special done to it, why pay for to go off to a hair salon when I can just get my sister to chop it and I am like fine with it. So did that. Um, and today I headed out on my walk, got back, about to have lunch. The weather is lovely outside, temperature wise. It's like 15 degrees and just wonderful for like a mid-February. Um, just the wind is kicking up a bit, so uh, there's that. But otherwise, weather-wise, it's just lovely, and I'm so glad that I was able to go. And yeah, just got some stuff that I shall show you in a wee second. Um, past Friday, went to my sister's, and we watched the finale of the season 4 finale of Stranger Things. Tears were shed from like 10 minutes in to like the entire pretty much rest of the episode. I was just bawling. And I just finished ordering seasons 1 to 4 on DVD because I need to have them. I love this show so much. It so surprised me because, of course, you couldn't go anywhere the past couple of years and not see like Stranger Things stuff being like promoted sort of at you. The promotion department for like Stranger Things, yeesh, good job. My other thumb is out of frame. Good job. Um, goodness. Um, yeah, I absolutely loved it. I'm so happy that Joyce and Hopper are back together. Um, and they seem to be like headed to Shipville. Um, the whole, without a doubt, Vecna is still the scariest mother fracking thing I have ever seen on a screen. Like, and I've watched horror movies. Like, I've watched The Exorcist. I've watched Hellraiser with the freaking pins and but no. I spent most of the time when Vecna was on screen doing this because I was trying to see like the half of the screen that he was not on. Because oh my god, the how has the makeup department, at least, at the very, very least, we're not even talking about the acting, which is like just sublime, but even just for the bare minimum, the makeup department should have gotten hella Emmys. Because oh my god, how they created that creature, and just knowing that it's an actual actor in that makeup. It's not like a digitally enhanced something. Just wow. And my Steve and Nancy and Eddie were just a moment of silence. I can feel myself tearing up again for that precious, precious cupcake of a hot mess. That was Eddie. He deserved so much better. I just Papa, good riddance. Good riddance to you. And you know what? It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. His death for like everything that he did. I wanted him to die so much worse. So much worse. In pain. Just his death was too good. His death was too good for him. And now like Max and just Lucas, and I just wanted to hug Lucas and just like Max. Like what is what is gonna happen to her? Like she's in the hospital. Like I need her to wake up. I need her to wake up and be okay. And Will just absolutely broke my heart. I think it was actually the episode before when he was in the van with Mike and not Mike. Yeah, I think it was with Mike when he was just that scene where he was crying in the van. I think that was the episode before, but oh my god. Pretty much from the last two episodes, I just bawled. And oh my god, and it's not over. Freaking Vecna, I believe he's still around because where he was supposed to be, it appears that he's disappeared. Not I So I think he's like still around if I understood the end of that season. But oh my god. So yeah. Um so that was absolutely fantastic. My sister and I it's new for her, but she started watching Queen of the South. We watched the first, I think, 2 episodes, and she's liking it so far. So hopefully she will continue to like it because I love that show. And I've seen that season 5 is actually now on Netflix, but I'm not going to watch it because I want to watch it with her. So it's like when she's caught up, then we can watch season 5 fresh for the both of us. So that's sort of the plan. Tomorrow I went and dropped some stuff off at the library today, but tomorrow I'm also going to the library. Maybe going to the library. I think tomorrow I'm going to the library. And because Friday, like tomorrow, I think the weather is supposed to be cooler. It'll be like 4, 5, or 6 or something like that. But then like Friday's supposed to be like -4. So I think that'll be my stay home day. Where I will be, so Friday, will be my stay home day where I will be filming my reaction to Shawshank Redemption. Now, I have been aware of Shawshank Redemption. I know I've seen a lot of reactors react to that movie, and I've had it on my shelf to be watched for like the longest time. Then I sort of kept it separate because I decided to make a stack of ones that I hadn't seen yet that I will be reacting to. So this is in the reaction pile, and that is the next one up. And I'm sort of doing them in order, just so I don't sort of try and like forget ones that I want to do and then like push others to the side or whatever. It's like, no, like I'm going to be disciplined and go in order, and this is the next one. So I know like of it, of course, because it's a very like famous movie, and then a lot of reactors are reacting to it. And I sort of like shy away from that, doing sort of, and it's not like a precious thing where it's like, oh, I don't want to do all the reactions that other reactors are reacting to. It's sort of like I don't want to do all the movies other reactors are reacting to. It's just that most of the movies that all of the other reactors are reacting to, I've already seen. I mean, I've seen and loved Forrest Gump, Gladiator, The Green Mile, Princess Bride, Dirty Dancing. Like, these are like the big movies that I see everybody sort of reacting to, Lord of the Rings. And I love all those movies, but I've seen them. So it wouldn't make sense for me to do reactions for them. And I just think it's fun to sort of change it up and do sort of reactions that not everybody is reacting to, because maybe like I'm building my reaction channel. So yeah, so that'll be done on Friday. So for today, so I ordered the Stranger Things seasons 1 to 4 on DVD. Amazon, it was either unavailable or too freaking expensive. eBay, sort of same thing. So I decided to check my walmart.ca, and they had it for a reasonable price, seasons 1 to 4. So I ordered that, and it's supposed to be coming in March. So looking forward to that, because I want to have all the seasons, not only to watch them again, but I really want to make fan videos for them. And my sister, Julia LeBlanc, she of the fantastic Outlander videos, has also done a few Stranger Things videos. And so definitely go check them out. They are amazing if you haven't. And yeah, I was on my walk and stuff and was listening to music and stuff. And for today, I wanted to listen to, usually I listen to like instrumental sort of music. Today I was sort of in the mood to like listen to my playlist of like regular songs, and I was getting like so many ideas for like fan videos for Stranger Things. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, that'll be on my fan video channel, which is EJMe's Fan Vids. And my latest one there is a Wounded Love fan vid to Don't Blame Me by Taylor Swift. So if you want to check that out. Yeah, so let's show what I got. So I actually went to Walmart because I wanted to see if they actually had the DVDs there at my Duffer Mall Walmart, but they didn't. But I bought one book. One. And it was 30% off. So it's The 3 Lives of Alex St. Pierre by Natasha Lester. And it was 30% off, and it is a set in World War III. Excuse me, World War III. We're not there yet. I'm sure we're headed there, but we're not there yet. 1943, during World War II. And yeah, so there's a fashion house. There's something about there's espionage. There's, yeah. So looking forward to that. But I went to the Dufferin Mall because I wanted to get a new wallflower. Oh no, my seat went out, so dang it. Okay. A new wallflower that I'm going to hook up, and it's Black Cherry Merlot. And there's that there, if you can see that. Merlot. And it just smelled really, really nice, and it smelled a little bit, but I smelled it like they had like the candle sort of equivalent, so you can like really get a sense of the smell, and it was really, really nice. Just to sort of make a change from like the regular sort of vanilla ones that I always get, and the gingerbread and the, that. So yeah, got that. I'm gonna hook that up later today. And I got hair clippy things. Not my favorite, but I wanted one with like a bigger sort of selection, but they didn't have it. They only had like little sort of these for my new hair. So I'm gonna have those. Like, I have bobby pins and stuff, but I wanted like sort of a nice little clip thing. Yeah, and I went to drop stuff off at the library, and I checked out their sale rack, and there wasn't anything that I wanted, so I was good slash I was enabled by the fact that there wasn't anything that I wanted. And of course, Bath and Body Works always gives you the goddamn coupon to make you come back. And this one is $10 off 40, purchase of 40, expires March 26th. So, there's that. Oh, and I also bought some labels, short little label things for my USBs, because I want to, my USB situation is a mess. I mean, your girl has some organizing to do. I'm organized up until like number, I think like 17 or something, and there's like more of that in there, and just, yeah, so I got the label things for that, and yeah, so that's sort of what I got at the Duffer Mall. And what am I? Oh, yes, I am also halfway through Clara's War, a story of it's a Holocaust memoir by about a young girl named Clara, who sort of in the same sort of vein of like Diary of Anne Frank, she was hidden away with her family and kept safe by this Beck couple, Mr. Beck and his wife Julia. But one of the girls that is hidden away with Clara and her family is another girl named Clara, but it's Clara with a K. And she and Mr. Beck strike up an affair. And the whole time, little Clara and her family are like, oh my god, if Beck's wife finds out about this, she's gonna, our lives are gonna be in danger, she's gonna want us all out. And that is basically what happens. So I'm at the part where the wife has just found out about the affair. And we've had a sad moment where one of Clara's sisters, Manya, has died because there was a fire, and in the melee of like escaping the fire, she got lost, and she ended up like running off somewhere else to try and get sanctuary, but the Gestapo, the SS got her, and she died. So just reading about like all these things and just like knowing that they actually happened is just horrendous and heartbreaking, and just makes me shake my head and want to punch in the face people who hold these views of other people being less than, who like hate other people simply for their religion or the color of their skin, or just today, like, this shit is still going on today. So I'm about halfway through, and I am enjoying is a weird word, but I am very sort of immersed and enjoying this book, the reading experience of this book. In Audible, I am listening to a very popular book as of late. If you can't because of the glare. It types in white. It's Spare. It's Spare by Prince Harry. The Frostbite story? Y'all. But I will say this. Like, I'm enjoying it. I don't know if like he sort of wrote it himself, or he had like or if he worked with a writer to write it, but he has a very good, he and or the writer has a very good writing style, writing voice. It's very, not to reuse a word that I'm constantly using, but it's very immersive, and it draws you in, and you're compelled. Um, and for I'm hearing a lot of people, uh, people who have their issues with uh, Princess Princess Harry, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, racist, who are complaining that the memoir is TMI, and that he's like being basically sharing too much information about like private things and experiences that he's having. And I really, really, wait, there's some stories in here like frostbite. That story that was kind of like, okay, we're learning about this now. Which, and it's like, but I don't have a problem with it, because this boy has had all kinds of shit written about him. All kinds of invasive, personal, personally inspired outright lies written about him. And so he's sort of deciding, like, okay, if you're gonna be this like invasive sort of into my life kind of thing, let me share personal things sort of like about myself before you get a chance to sort of invade that space and splash it out for like all the world to see. Because I have no doubt at all, that if the media had gotten a whiff of that frostbite story, it would have been all over the newspapers and all over the tabloids. And now these same people are like piping up like, oh, TMI, TMI, fuck you. I have no problem with him sharing whatever he wants to share to sort of like stick his finger in the eye of the British media and worldwide media, and uh, sort of like do that. I have no problem with that. So I'm very much enjoying it. I am up to the point where it's a long memoir. It's like 15 hours or something. And normally I listen to it at, like an extra speed or something. But I didn't want to do that for this one, because I wanted to hear his voice. Because I wanted to enjoy and hear his voice. And something I'm noticing, and like I'm not really surprised, but it's just irking me, that as soon as um but yeah, I'm up to the point where he and Megan pretty much just met and are starting to date. But something I'm noticing is that, of course, when the memoir came out, the only thing that the media was talking about was the negative stuff. Like, oh, Harry and William, they were fighting about this and this and this, and like, oh, the father and this and this and this. And it's like, did you actually listen to the memoir? Did you actually read the book? Because, no, granted, I'm not finished it, but he doesn't, this isn't a sort of like gotcha book. He talks about the not so great moments, like with his brother and the rivalry there and that stuff. But he also talks about the really sweet moments with his brother and the really sweet moments with his father, and just, the loving moments. And like, I'm not surprised that the media is of course going to pick up on the negative moments that he talks about. But again, like, it's not a fair um it's not a fair portrait of the book, because I think I have like 6 hours to go or something like that. And what I get is, yeah, he and Harry, up to this point, again, Meghan has just entered the picture. He and William are do have this sort of rivalry between them, and William is at times a dick to Harry, and it's sad, but it's just sort of always been there. And I think a lot of it is how William was raised. And like, yes, they were raised in the same house, but if you read the book and listen to it, William was raised very differently than Harry. Very, very differently. And he just constantly had that. I'm not excusing William at all. I think the way that he and the rest of the royal family have behaved, of what I've seen, this book proves to me that you don't know. You don't know, like, everything that is sort of going on. There's what the media is showing you, and then there's what, if you take Harry's truth as truth, there's the truth. But I think, like, William has always had that sort of droned into him, that, like, your brother is not the important one. Your brother is not the important one. You are the important one. You have things that you have to do. You have protocols that you have to, you know, do. And it's sort of like the whole, like, institution is sort of conspiring so that to sort of pull William and drill into William that he can't have this warm, loving relationship with his brother. And I think growing up sort of being taught that, like, even though they do have, like, nice moments with each other, there is still sort of that wall there. And I think once Meghan sort of enters the picture, because of the issues and wrong values that certain part of the royal family institution hold, that's what's even going to drive, or what has, that we've seen in the media and stuff, the brothers further apart. So I just sort of wanted to talk about the fact that, yes, the negative stuff that the media is picking up on is, yes, it's in there, it's in the book, and it's true if you take Harry's truth as truth, which for me, I have no reason not to. Like, it's sort of, experience has played out that what he's talking about is happening, has happened. It's just that the negative things that the British media and the media as a whole have picked out on, it's not the full picture. It's not the full picture. And I think that that's unfair. So that's sort of what I wanted to say on The Spare. But totally enjoying it. Completely enjoying it right now. So for today, I'm going to be starting my British telenovela, Nada será como antes, which in English translates to, nothing will ever be the same, or nothing will be the same as before. But yeah, going to be starting this today. And yeah, it doesn't have a blurb for it, so I don't know what it's about, but it stars one of my favorite telenovela actors, Murilo Benicio, and really, really like his stuff. So, starting that today, going to clean up around here, going to do some more editing on my historical romance, Wanted, and yeah, that's about it for now. And gonna have my lunch. I don't know if I mentioned, I am having Popeyes today. Now I am a Kentucky Fried Chicken girl. That is, if you give me a choice, but I like Popeyes. Popeyes is okay, and I'm going to, and I sort of wanted to treat myself. So, oh, and my mom is here from Portugal. Every 6 months she has to come to sort of retain her Canadian citizenship. And so, yeah, she's here until I think the end of, excuse me, I think until the end of February, maybe into March. She's not quite sure yet. So we'll sort of see. Looking forward to seeing her soon. And yeah, so that's going to be it for this bit here. And I will talk to you guys later. Just got back from my walk, and I am glad that I was able to go on my walk today, because today is a little bit of a harder day, and I'm very glad that I was not working today or doing anything else today, and that I was able to go out and get my feeling of goodness and calmness, because today is the birthday of the sister that we lost in 2001. So I am very glad that while I'm like, I acknowledge the sort of sad feeling about it, like right now I'm not like overwhelmed by it, and I can actually, feel good sort of serotonin feelings right now. And yeah, I'm so grateful that I was not working today and I was able to go out and just walk and get some stuff done. Yeah, so dropped some stuff off at the library, picked up some stuff at the library that I will show you in a second. But the stuff that I have closer to me is I did a little grocery trip as well on my way back, because I needed to pick up some provisions. So let me see if I can fix that a little bit. I'll show you stuff that I got. Now I will say, well, no, I'll say the total at the end. I needed laundry detergent. I needed Lysol bowl cleaner, because I'm running out. I want to have a backup. And the dish soap, Palmolive dish soap, primarily the passion fruit and mandarin, that smells yummy, because why not have pleasant smells when you're washing dishes? And now I think it's on to the foodie stuff. Of course, my ketchup chips, always. because if you're new here, my blood type is ketchup chips. And I saw that they now have Miss Vicky's the spicy ketchup, which in like big bags. I didn't get it because I wanted, you know, to have my Lay's, and the Lay's is cheaper. But the big bags of the spicy ketchup they had, but it was a bit more expensive. And I'm a bit iffy about ketchup chips when they're like kettle cooked, because my experience with kettle cooked ketchup chips have not been pleasant. I have not liked them. But they had like the little sort of baggies at my work in the vending machine. So I thought I'd give it a try. And I like them. I like them very much. Lay's is still my favorite between the two. And but yeah, next time if next time I go, I might get the Miss Vicky's spicy ketchup. I also got, which for some reason it's always hard for me to find, chocolate donuts. Now, I don't know why, but anytime I want like donuts, like I usually get the glaze because they are my, you know, favorite. But also because the raised chocolate donuts are harder to find. The only ones I ever see are like the Boston cream ones and the like Bavarian cream ones. But I've never seen the raised ring donuts. They are like so hard to find. I've seen like the regular like whole chocolate, where like the whole donut is chocolate and then they have like the glaze on top. But no, just regular donuts with like the raised chocolate glaze on top. So I grabbed it while I could. So got that. And I'm running out of fries, so I was like gonna like get some more fries. But I decided to go with the curly fries. The McCain curly fries this week. Because why not? Something different. And they say lightly spiced. See, but spice can mean two like different things. Sometimes spice just means like seasoned. And other times it means pepper. But if it's lightly spiced, I think I should be okay. Because I'm not a pepper girl. I'm not. Like the hottest that I will usually go is Tabasco. And that's just like a few drops. I like it sort of on my eggs, in my soup. That's about it. My sister is the spice, not me. Then we had the glazed chicken wings. Now, these are not the ones that I usually get because that's at a different store. But the way that I was coming from the library, this grocery store was closer. So I figured, okay, why, like, there's a grocery store, like, right here that I usually go to, the one that I have the loyalty card for. Why not just go into that one, get my stuff, and instead of, like, going all the way to the other grocery store and then sort of, like, doubling back a bit. Now, so not my favorite of the chicken wings, but if I remember correctly, I think these are still good. What this one doesn't have that the other store has is the pulled pork that I got last time and the pot roast that I got last time that I was actually kind of really looking forward to, but they didn't have it at this one. But I was like too lazy to go out again to get it at the other grocery store, so we'll just have to do without. And what else did I? Yeah, that was all the grocery stuff. And that came to $43. $40 plus tax. So not bad at all. But now, let me show you what I got from the library. So at the library, I've got a couple of documentaries and a couple of movies. First movie I got was Belfast with Katrina Balfe from Outlander and Jamie Dornan from 50 Shades of Grey. Now, I loved this movie. I saw it at my sister's, and I absolutely adored it. So I wanted to grab this copy. Then I have The Banishing, which I didn't get to watch when I first grabbed it because it was due soon, and I didn't get to it before it was due. So, got that. Then I got Amityville 2, The Possession. And this one is actually a prequel to the original Amityville movie with that tells the story of the Lutzes. This one tells the story of the family or the son that committed the murders that got the place possessed in the first place, I think. But there's something, like, clearly there was something there already before, because I think the kid, didn't he say that it was the dog or something? That like Satan was in a dog and the dog told him to murder his family. So clearly there was something going on even before the kid murdered his family. But looking forward to that. And I will likely be reacting to this one because Amityville, I can't react to that one because I've seen that one already, so that wouldn't really work. But Amityville 2, I know sort of the story of the kid that murdered his family, but I don't believe I've ever seen the movie. And the next one are a couple of documentaries. Bible Hunters, and it's all about like Bible secrets and like archaeology and like discovering like stuff like that, and I'm very, very all about that. The next is Earth's Sacred Wonders, and I believe it's about places that people like sort of hold sacred and like have like religious sort of things attributed to them. I'm hoping that Fatima will be in here, because Fatima, the place in the town of Fatima in Lisbon, where 3 little Portuguese shepherd children claim to have seen an apparition of the Virgin Mary. I'm hoping this is in here, but we shall see. Either way, it's very, very interesting to me. And the next one is The Booksellers, all about books and booksellers and just book collectors and like all that kind of stuff, which of course, I clearly, yeah. So that's what I got at the library. So I started the telenovela Nada Será Como Antes yesterday, which translates to Nothing Will Ever Be the Same. And I DNF'd it because I really liked how it started, and it was all about like this guy sort of starting this like media empire. Like he starts in radios and then he's like moving on to television, and he falls in love with this woman who he met, a woman who did radio. She was a voice person for radio, and she did like radio plays and like commercials and like that kind of stuff. And they fell in love, and I was really, really enjoying it. She, after like a few years of like marriage, they're trying to have children, but they find out they can't have children, or he finds out that he is sterile. And instead of telling her this, because he feels like she would want to stay with him anyway, and he didn't want her to lose her dream of having a child, he decides that he's going to leave her and, divorce her. And did they actually get divorced, or were they just separated? Because this was like in the 1940s. So 1940s Brazil, and it's the beginning of like uh, sort of radio switching to television, that sort of um, evolution. Um, so I think they're just separated, but she ends up like she's still like working for him. And one of the first productions that they do in this new television medium is they produce a uh, telenovela. So it's sort of like Inception of, or very sort of like meta, I think is the term, where it's a telenovela about a telenovela. And the story that they choose to adapt is Anna Karenina by Tolstoy. And they have the heroine, Veronica, is playing Anna Karenina. And this other girl, Beatrice, is playing Kitty. And I really did not like Veronica's attitude toward Beatrice because Beatrice was a trip. I liked her so much. I like her so much. I am tempted to get the novella again and continue watching it just to see how her story sort of develops because she is very much like she starts off as like this lounge singer and the hero Saul who is the the love and the man who is sort of like the media empire is like he's building the media empire. He meets her, Beatrice, in like the lounge, and like she comes on to him, but he's like, no, I love my wife. And this is before they get separated, um, and I really don't like. She's very sort of a free spirit, and she's very sort of sexually free, but she's not, from what I'd seen up to that point, she was not a bad person, and she genuinely like, she when she's like working with Veronica, she was like, initially like trying to be nice to her and like being like so like I'm so glad to be working with you and blah blah blah. And Veronica just starts to see her as this threat to her, um, sort of like jealous of her because um, Beatrice eventually starts becoming a fan favorite, and Veronica's character of Anna Karenina just sort of fades into like she's just kind of there. It's sort of like the fan sort of view of it, but they really really like Beatrice as Kitty. So Veronica starts getting all jealous and everything, and I just didn't like her attitude towards Beatrice and acting like, oh, like basically treating Beatrice as if she was a slut when she was just very sexually free. I mean, there's this whole plot with uh, Beatrice and this guy who is like a co producer with the hero. I can't remember if his name is Archie or something like that, but she's like they're together, Beatrice and this guy. I'm gonna call him Archie. And the sister, Archie's sister, sort of has this feeling of like is sort of in awe of her, of Beatrice, and is fascinated by her, but doesn't like that she's fascinated by her because 1940s, and kind of like judges her too. But she gets rid of that like really really quickly because Beatrice kind of comes on to her, and it ends up becoming this very entertaining sort of threesome happening with the guy, his sister, and Beatrice. So that part was all highly entertaining. Um, and then uh, clearly the hero, Saul and Veronica, still have like feelings for each other. Um, and very early on, Saul tells her the reason that he left her because like he can't deny his feelings anymore, and so he tells her that the reason I left was because I'm sterile. And she, understandably, is pissed at him and is all like, that should have been my decision if I was going to stay with you or not, because, like, you took that away from me and you should have told me the truth and blah, blah, blah. Oh, she's all completely justified. And so they reunite for like a minute, and Saul confesses that while they were separated, he found comfort in another person's arms, not Beatrice. And then she confesses the same because she gets very drunk at the opening night of like the novella and sleeps with a British guy. And then Saul shows his ass, shows his misogynistic, or not misogynistic because he does not hate women, his chauvinistic 1940s ass by getting all mad at her because she found comfort in somebody's arms while they were separated. Pot, kettle, yes. So they break up again. They break up again, and right away he goes to sleep with another woman. So I wasn't liking sort of that sort of trajectory of like where it was going, coupled with like Veronica was understandably, yes, in a bad mood, and so she starts like laying in on Beatrice when Beatrice like has like a little bit of a trouble with some lines. She just like goes off on her, and that's when I ended it. That's when I DNF'd it because I just couldn't take. I could understand Veronica being upset based on like what she'd been, through with Saul and everything. But it was, if it was only that, then I could have been like, oh, she's upset, but like up till then she'd been a lovely person to this girl. No. Even before the thing with Saul, with the last fight with Saul, she'd been a bitch to Beatrice. So this was just sort of like the straw that broke the camel's back. And I'm like, no, I don't want you to have a happy ending. I hope Saul never comes back to you again. And so yeah. But I am curious as to how the situation will develop with Beatrice and the brother and the sister. So I'm tempted to go back and get it back and watch the rest of it just to satisfy my own sort of curiosity. I might do that, but I will just skip the scenes with Veronica because I can't stand that bitch. So I'm still reading some more of poetry of Pablo Neruda, and I just wanted to. The last one that I read was rather long, so I'm not going to read that whole one. I'm just going to read you a little snippet from, what was this one? From Single Gentleman. And this is the bit that I highlighted. I am securely and eternally surrounded by this great respiratory and entangled forest, with huge flowers like mouths and teeth, and black roots shaped like fingernails and shoes. That just like was so vivid to me. I like that part so very much. I should also mention that I am almost finished Jane Austen's Persuasion, and I will say still liking the love story in here more than I liked the love story in Pride and Prejudice, if we're talking about Darcy and Elizabeth, because I will die on the hill that Pride and Prejudice, the love story in that book, is Jane and Bingley. That, in my opinion, Jane and Bingley. In this one, I am focused on Anne, brain fart moment, Anne and Captain Wentworth. The love story here is much stronger, sort of as they're sort of making their way kind of like back to each other. There was a scene where like this girl gets hurt, and Frederick, Captain Wentworth, is very sort of caring towards Anne, and like very like warm towards her as she's like helping this girl, and like lifts her up, and like is like kind of like proud of her. And you can see sort of like that the feelings are still there between them. So I'm really enjoying that. What I am not enjoying is there is so much crap going on like around them that has nothing to do with like I don't care about Lady Russell and um the like other sort of plot things going on. It feels like just padding that does nothing to move the story forward. So this is why I don't understand why Jane Austen is held up as this great literary um, example of sort of good writing. Because if you were to publish this today, this story would be 5 pages long. Because there's just so much fluff and just things that are just like not, that have nothing to do with Anne or Captain Wentworth. And it just seems like, I think it was somebody who mentioned that like Charles Dickens was like paid by the word. And I think if that is like what's happening here, I can totally tell, because it's just all like padding. So I'm skimming a lot of it, and even though like there are like nice lines and stuff in here that only have to do with Anne and Captain Wentworth, they are sort of like what I'm focused on, and I'm just sort of skimming the rest because I don't care. I don't care about Lady Russell and Henrietta and like all, just no. But I'm very glad to be almost finishing, because when I do finish, I will be starting the next Anne book, which I think will be House of Dreams, I think. I'm going to be reading some more of that today. I'm going to be editing my reaction for Lost Season 4, Episode 3 for YouTube. Hopefully, YouTube will let me put that up without any issues, but if not, we'll try breaking it up. And I'm going to be watching, tomorrow will be when I'm going to be recording my reaction for The Shawshank Redemption. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. And so yeah, tomorrow will be Shawshank and editing the weekly vlog from last week. Today no, I don't think I'll have time. I don't think that I will have time to do any editing on my historical romance Wanted. Maybe tomorrow, but I'm not sure, because we're doing some video editing in these 2 days. Yeah, so that's going to be it for this week, likely. I don't think I'm going to vlog anything tomorrow, because your girl's going to be busy. But yeah, talk to you guys later.